Top of the stretch. Here they come. They're off in the opener on the inside. Bobbin Robbins Angel. Going right to the lead for Eric Ledford. Renee's Legacy moving right with her. Broadway Barbie came away in third. 3 off the top, midway around the turn. Grandpa's Tabitha racing in fourth. Juan's Gypsy in fifth. Close Dancing. And unhurried early on, Beware of Socks. Race off the turn, approaching the opening quarter. Holiday sends Grandpa's Tabitha after the leader, Bobbin Robbins Angel. Renee's Legacy right in behind those two. Broadway Barbie sits fourth. Opening quarter, 29 seconds. Bobbin Robbins Angel, 3 parts of a length on the outside. Grandpa's Tabitha's parked second. Renee's Legacy racing in third. Broadway Barbie in fourth. Then a break of 5 to Juan's Gypsy. A length and a half back to Close Dancing. And far back at this point, Beware of Socks. Racing for the half. Grandpa's Tabitha. Going a tough trip on the outside, pressuring Bobbin Robbins Angel. Renee's Legacy sits in the pocket and now coming off the rail. Broadway Barbie half-timed in 58 3. Bobbin Robbins Angel out there at tight length. Grandpa's Tabitha still hasn't given in. Here comes Broadway Barbie and Morgan. She's on the move. Renee's Legacy racing along the inside. Also coming on Close Dancing. Little more than a quarter of a mile to go. Broadway Barbie on the attack. Bobbin Robbins Angel responding. That's a gap of 4 to Renee's Legacy. 3/4, 128 3. Broadway Barbie takes command. Bobbin Robbins Angel digging down along the rail. These two will battle it out for the final eighth of a mile. They come off the turn. It's the roan. Broadway Barbie now drawing away. Bobbin Robbins Angel hanging tough. Broadway Barbie with less than a 16th of a mile to go is home free. Bobbin Robbins Angel second. Renee's Legacy third. 157 4.
For the Superfecta. Double exacta Superfecta wagering, 8 minutes to post.
Fields off the turn, and they're picking up speed. Here they come. They're off. LG's Philly making a break at the start and getting off a tad slow. Nina's Legacy. Fox Valley Willow on the inside. Left hard with Acer's Pacer. Broadway Espresso. Who's over third? They race off the turn. Your leader is Fox Valley Willow. Acer's Pacer racing in second, a length and a half back to Broadway Espresso. Another length and a half back to Nice and Speedy. Remember Me Homer, gap of 2 to Nina's Legacy. Cullen's Charmer, far back after the miscue. LG's Philly. Race by the quarter, 29 4. And your leader is Fox Valley Willow with Acer's Pacer right on her back. Broadway Espresso, the roan racing in third. Nice and Speedy. In fourth, Remember Me Homer off the cones for Marshall Duncan. She's on the move. Cullen's Charmer and Nina's Legacy. Go off the turn and by the stands for the first time. No change up top. It's Fox Valley Willow in command of the fractions. Remember Me Homer now off stride. Acer's Pacer right there on the leader's back, and now Broadway Espresso makes her bid. Half-timed in 101 1. Fox Valley Willow leads it. Acer's Pacer in the 2-hole. On the outside, here comes Broadway Espresso. Cullen's Charmer is on the move. Nice and Speedy saves ground with Nina's Legacy. 3/8 to go. Broadway Espresso up to challenge Fox Valley Willow with Acer's Pacer, the favorite, right there in the pocket. Nice and Speedy racing in fourth. Cullen's Charmer and Nina's Legacy. 3/4, 132. 3/16 to go. Fox Valley Willow leads it. Broadway Espresso hangs tough, and now Acer's Pacer comes off the cones, sweeping up 3 wide. Nina's Legacy now finds a clear lane through the inside. Also on the move, Nice and Speedy. Off the turn, here comes Acer's Pacer. Quickly up to challenge, and now draw off. Broadway Espresso racing in second, Nice and Speedy. Acer's Pacer in front. Broadway Espresso second, Nice and Speedy third.
5 Launch. Launch missed a week, hadn't raced in 14 days. That might be the excuse for coming second over and having no pace at all. Now back in date, you might see a better race from Launch. But I think
Fields lining up. Here they come. They're off, far outside. Beloit Cowboy on the inside. Atomic Fireball sizzling out of the gate. Close to Rome is 3 deep as they race for position. Atomic Fireball now takes command just ahead of Beloit Cowboy. Close to Rome, tucks in nicely third. A length and ahead in front of Cullen Me Bad. Then a gap of 2 to the first-time starter, Finale's Far Lap. Length back to New Suspect. One more Brewski is unhurried early on. Your trailer is Arbor Wood. Racing for the quarter, Atomic Fireball under pressure, close to Rome, the challenger. Quarter timed in 30-1. Atomic Fireball leads the way with close to Rome racing in second. Now Beloit Cowboy takes over second, close to Rome. Looks to drop back in third, and now Cullen Me Bad is on the move with Finale's Far Lap right on his back. New Suspect. One more Brewski and far back Arborwood being outpaced. Racing for the half. Another challenge for Atomic Fireball. This time it's Cullen Me Bad. Beloit Cowboy is right there in behind those two. Finale's Far Lap on the outside, racing fourth, half 101 and 2. Atomic Fireball trying to go all the way. Leads it. A length on the outside. Cullen Me Bad. Beloit Cowboy racing third. And now Miller sends Finale's Far Lap 3 wide. Close to Rome, racing on the inside. New Suspect starting his rally. One more Brewski finds a lane in between horses. He's making up some ground with a quarter of a mile to go. Here comes Finale's Far Lap on the far outside. 3/4, 132 and 1. Finale's Far Lap takes command. New Suspect, one more Brewski. Only 3 off the top. Cullen Me Bad racing in fourth. Atomic Fireball is dropped way out of it. 1/8 of a mile to go. Finale's Far Lap leads. New Suspect, and now here comes one more Brewski. One more Brewski going right on by. A big effort by Finale's Far Lap. New Suspect third in 2:02 and 4. Here they come. They're off. Andy Miller sending Nina Land right to the top. Missy Jules moving right with her. Coming away in behind those two, Double H Fancy as the field races for position. Missy Jules leads on the outside, Nina Land. Racing in second, Double H Fancy is third. Ancient Rachel racing fourth. Suki Nuke is fifth. Another length back to Rock and Roll Music. No one else, and Velocity Girl trails. And now Nina Land has taken command as they race for the quarter. Leads it by 2 over Missy Jules. Opening quarter, 30 seconds straight. Nina Land, the favorite, on top and driving. Missy Jules racing in second. A length and a half back to Double H Fancy in third. Another length back to Ancient Rachel. Suki Nuke saves ground. Rock and Roll Music is on the move. Followed up by no one else. Velocity Girl still trails. Race for the half, no change up top. They're all in behind Nina Land. She leads it by 2, 2.5. Missy Jules racing in the pocket. Rock and Roll Music grinding out a tough first over trip, half-timed in 1:02. Second quarter in 32 seconds. Nina Land in control of the pace. Rock and Roll Music now pressuring. On the outside, no one else within striking range with Missy Jules right there in third. On the inside, Double H Fancy. Velocity Girl, Ancient Rachel, Suki Nuke has been pushed back to last. A little more than a quarter of a mile to go. Nina Land leads it. Rock and roll music continues the pressure. She's not letting up. 3/4, 132 and 4. Pace picks up a little bit with 3/16 to go. It's Nina Land now launching a furious late rally. Here comes Suki Nuke. Missy Jules right there in third. They come to the corner. It's Nina Land. Here comes Suki Nuke on the far outside. And deep stretch, Nina Land now drawing off with every stride. It's all Nina Land. Double H Fancy, a fast closing second. Missy Jules third. Top of the stretch. Here they come. They're off. Silky Chevy on the far outside, leaving hard on the inside. Enthralled now quickly to the top. Enthralled opens up the lead on Heart and Decency on the outside. Silky Chevy drives up for position. Ariel's MJM is there. Then a break to Bella Boo. Olivia B. Worthy and Lacey Rose. Racing for the quarter, Enthralled in control. Pressure from Silky Chevy with Heart and Decency right there in third. A length and a half back to Ariel's MJM. Opening quarter, 28 seconds. Enthralled leads it. Heart and Decency. Racing in second, Silky Chevy. Looking for a spot to drop in. Can't find one as Ariel's MJM now plugging up the gap. Olivia B. Worthy is off the cones for Holiday. She's on the move. Then a break of 3 to Bella Boo and Lacey Rose. On the outside, Silky Chevy's been parked the mile. Enthralled. Still in command. Half-timed in 57 and 4. 29 and 4 second quarter for the favorite Enthralled as she leads Silky Chevy. Still out there in second. Heart and Decency getting the golden trip. Olivia B. Worthy on the outside, racing fourth. Then comes Bella Boo. She's 6 off the top. Ariel's MJM and Lacey Rose both held up inside. Final quarter mile. Silky Chevy keeps the heat on Enthralled. She leads it. 3/4, 128 and 1. Enthralled trying to put away Silky Chevy. She's hanging tough. Heart and Decency right there in third. Ariel's MJM racing in fourth. Bella Boo. Lacey Rose now comes through on the inside. They come to the corner. Enthralled takes a 1-length lead into the stretch. Here comes Heart and Decency off the perfect trip in deep stretch. Enthralled, desperate for the line, holding on for the victory. Heart and Decency close for third.
Quinella and Trifecta wagering 5 minutes to post.
Here they come. They're off and pacing on the inside. King Al left hard. In between horses, Steel Mill Joe. Where's the Doc is there and now moving up for position. Hampton's Jim Bob as they wheel around the first turn. King Al leads it on the outside. Here comes Steel Mill Joe. Where's the Doc racing in third. Hampton's Jim Bob up on the rim in fourth. High Lonesome came away in fifth. Length and a half back to Colligan racing in sixth. And a gap of 2 to Park Lane's Beach Boy. And JD's Fella, your trailer off the quarter, a quick 28 and 2. It's King Al, your leader. Steel Mill Joe parked first over. Where's the Doc? Right there in third. Hampton's Jim Bob parked with cover. High Lonesome racing in fifth. Here comes Park Lane's Beach Boy. He's on the move. On the inside, Colligan, JD's Fella still trails. A race from the half. King Al, pressure from Steel Mill Joe. Where's the Doc? Enjoying a perfect 2-hole trip with Hampton's Jim Bob. Poised on the outside fourth, but he's been parked the mile. Half-timed in 59 and 1. King Al leads it. Steel Mill Joe still out up there on the outside. Where's the Doc racing in third? Here comes Hampton's Jim Bob. Morgan sends him after the leader. King Al, here comes Hampton's Jim Bob in a hurry. Where's the Doc racing in third? Still Miljo is backpedaling through the field with High Lonesome advancing through the inside. 3/4, 129 straight, and now Hampton's Jim Bob has taken the lead away from King Al. Will now have to fend off the onrushing Where's the Doc? An eighth of a mile to go. It's Hampton's Jim Bob, King Al. On the outside, Where's the Doc? High Lonesome rallies from fourth. They're in the stretch. Hampton's Jim Bob digging down. Where's the Doc is bearing in. Here comes Where's the Doc. Hampton's Jim Bob is still there. Where's the Doc? Close for third, King Al.
5, 6, and 8 to give the competition exacta trifecta wagering. The 6th from Balmoral.
Here they come. They're off and pacing on the inside. Proud Heart left well. Andy Miller sends She Can Hit after the lead. Harmony Oaks Will comes off in third. Length back to Going Sport and Racing in fourth. Terminal Velocity settles in fifth. A length ahead of Win Win Win. And your trailer is Rock's Baby. Off the turn, they race up the backstretch. Field in behind the leader, Proud Heart. And Carl Porcelli Jr. She Can Hit, racing in second, a length and a half back to Harmony Oaks Will, opening quarter, 28-4. Proud Heart setting the pace, leads it. A length and a quarter, She Can Hit. Racing in second, Harmony Oaks Will racing in third, Going Sport in fourth. And comes Terminal Velocity, then a gap of 4 to Win 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 and Rock's Baby. Racing for the half, no change in position, no pressure. Proud Heart in command. She Can Hit racing in the pocket, Going Sport in his first over. On the inside, Harmony Oaks Will, Terminal Velocity. About 5 off the lead with a half mile to go, and now Win 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 into the action. Rock's Baby saves ground, half to 59-2. Proud Heart leads it with 3/8 to go. She Can Hit right there on the leader's back, Going Sport and racing third. Here comes Terminal Velocity. Heitman sending her 3 wide. Harmony Oaks Will is hemmed in. Win Win Win, still about 6 to make up. Rock's Baby. On the inside, Proud Heart on the outside. Here's Terminal Velocity. These two will hook up in the final quarter mile. 3/4, 129-3. Proud Heart digging down. Pressure from Terminal Velocity. And now She Can Hit. Moves off the cones. Striking range third. They come to the corner. On the outside, Terminal Velocity. Proud Heart is still there. It's Proud Heart in deep stretch. Terminal Velocity. And now Harmony Oaks Will gathering up momentum. Here she comes. Harmony Oaks Will at the wire. Proud Heart second. Terminal Velocity third.
5 starts, then kind of an outside horse, number 8, Linebacker Spur, threw a dull race on the sloppy surface and think he might throw.
Top of the stretch, here they come. They're off and pacing. Wolf and Son took a bad step at the start, lags behind, and Blazin' 50 shooting right to the top. Silent Battle came away well in second, a length and a half back to Killer Alley in third. Colonel Meacham just ahead of Ednama. Then comes John Morgan on the outside, Foolish Courage, and Wolf and Son off the turn. They race up the backstretch. Blazin' 50 in command of the fractions, leads it a tight length over Silent Battle. Then a gap of 3 to Killer Alley racing in third. Another gap of 2 to Colonel Meacham. Adnama is reserved. Just ahead of John Morgan on the outside. Foolish Courage and Wolf and Son opening quarter 28-4. Blazin' 50 leads it midway around the turn with Silent Battle right there on his back. Killer Alley racing in third. And now McGee sends Adnama after the leader. He's on the move. Here comes Ednama. Ednama quickly up to challenge. Blazin' 50 responding. They'll match strides as they race for the half. Silent Battle right in behind those embattled foes. 58-4. Ednama from the outside. 3 parts of a length. Blazin' 50 still not finished. He's doing his best to hold him off. Then a gap of 4 to Silent Battle. Another length and a half back to Killer Alley. Length back to Foolish Courage. Colonel Meacham, John Morgan, and Wolfenson. Blazin' 50 has won that battle. Leads at a length at Nama. Takes back in second. Here comes Killer Alley. And now Silent Battle into contention. 3/4, 127 and 2. Blazin' 50 leads it at Nama. Racing in second, Killer Alley under urging. Silent Battle racing in fourth. John Morgan rallies from fifth. They're in the stretch. Blazin' 50. Trying to go all the way at Nama. Is not going to get there in deep stretch. Blazin' 50 in front at Nama second. Killer Alley third.
Good luck.
Top of the stretch, picking up speed. Here they come. They're off, the two inside horses, Trackside Cash and Holly's Truthful, matching strides early. From the outside, You Are Incredible is on the move for Morgan. Trackside Cash, benefiting from the rail, takes command. Holly's Truthful racing second. You Are Incredible tucks in third, 2 lengths ahead of Go Flicker. Then comes I'll Strike It Rich. Our Sister, a gap of 3 to Fox Valley Bonita and your trailer Eagles Buff. Off the quarter, 29 and 3. It's Trackside Cash out in front of length. Holly's Truthful racing in second. Here comes You Are Incredible. She's on the move from third. On the outside. Moving up, I'll Strike It Rich. Pace into 3/8. You Are Incredible. Quickly up to challenge and now take command. Trackside Cash will yield in second. Holly's Truthful racing in third. I'll Strike It Rich first over in fourth. Followed up by Our Sister. On the inside, Go Flicker. Then comes Eagles Buff. And Fox Valley Bonita, the half a minute, 2/5. You Are Incredible leads it. Trackside Cash right on her back. I'll Strike It Rich grinding on a tough first over trip. Our Sister on the outside, racing in fourth, within striking range for McGee. Holly's Truthful saves ground. Go Flicker, Eagles Buff is on the move. Fox Valley Bonita still trails. Final quarter of a mile. I'll Strike It Rich hangs tough, continues to battle the leader. You Are Incredible. 3/4, 130 and 4. Round the far turn. You Are Incredible. 3 parts of a length. I'll Strike It Rich. Trackside Cash right there in the pocket. Our Sister racing on the outside fourth. Fox Valley Bonita makes her bid from last. They turn for home. You Are Incredible. Another move by I'll Strike It Rich. Less than a 16th. You Are Incredible. I'll Strike It Rich close for third and fourth.
Poor cover and closed fast. Obviously, it would be nice if she got some pace up front, but certainly 5 Silence Payoff, I think, rates as the horse to beat. 2 Lake Hill Sandy might get the trip from the inside. 6, 8, and 9, I think,